Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Two Blues podcast. Another live reaction to Chelsea 3, Brighton 2. Another win on the board. Another 3 points on the board for Chelsea. If we lost today and results went against us, we could have been as low as 15th, but we have pulled it out the mud. We have pulled out the performance. I almost had about 4 heart attacks during that game. Jesus Christ. When Craig Pawson gave that penalty at the end, I almost suffered cardiac arrest. Oh, my Lord. That was the most nervous I have been in a long, long time. But we are back. Yes, we are back, hosted, as always, by myself. Obviously, we will be doing a full match reaction with myself and my co-host, Mr. C Money Picks, later this evening. But for now, full live match reaction with myself. And thank God, Chelsea have got another 3 points on the board. A well-deserved win. I thought today, first half wasn't inspiring. I don't think, individually, you can say that the performances were 10 out of 10. We put that much of a better shift in than Brighton. But, we edged it for me. We got a couple of decisions went our way. A couple of decisions went against us. We got lucky with a couple of things. Caicedo. Gallagher, stupid decisions. Caicedo probably should have had a red card as well. Very, very fortunate to have just been playing with 10 men, not 9. But yeah, man, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And as always, make sure to follow at Two Blues Podcast on the Instagram, on the TikTok. You know where to find us. But yeah, man, Chelsea back to winning ways. Last week was soul crushing, was demoralizing, to get absolutely torn apart, to get ripped apart by Newcastle like we did was soul wrenching. It was a horrible week for me. When they're putting out these positive training pictures, I can't get behind all this PR, particularly when we get turned over as ridiculously as we did last week. And first half, there are a few players that I've got a bone to pick with. Robert Sanchez today. Talk to me about Robert Sanchez. Comment section, talk to me about Robert Sanchez. What do we do with Robert Sanchez? Is 40 mil for Robert Sanchez a good price? Or did we get absolutely scammed? Because, oh my God, my heart was in my mouth. When the ball nearly touched the line, my heart was in my mouth. Robert Sanchez is way too confident. He's arrogant, bro, with his distribution at a level that he shouldn't be. He's not that good. He's not good enough to be as arrogant as he is. And I don't get how he is that, how he makes so many sloppy mistakes. And that, heart in mouth moment, first of all. But Caicedo, a couple of challenges right in front of the referee in the space of 5 minutes, really, really close together. He made 2 or 3 challenges that were just ridiculously naive, ridiculously immature. I know he's young. I know he's, what is he, 21, 22? I know he's got a lot to learn, but he's been in the Premier League for a couple of years now. He knows how to play the game. All of these players, I know they're adapting to new rules, but it's nothing new now. We're nearly halfway through the season. You shouldn't be picking up silly bookings, making silly challenges in front of the referee. That's just immaturity. That's just naivety. And we showed that quite a lot again. Last week, I was very, very critical of this Chelsea side last week, particularly and specifically of the naivety, the ill discipline. Levi Colwill tends to lose his head. He did that a couple of times again today, against players that he's played with before. You would have thought, even with a better relationship, he would have held it down a little bit more, kept his head screwed on. But he lost it a couple of times today. Obviously, last week we saw Captain Reece James lose his head, get 2 stupid, avoidable yellow cards. He could have avoided both yellow cards last week. And Conor Gallagher today, ridiculous challenge to get sent off. What a stupid challenge. Now, I've been singing Conor Gallagher's praises. I've been so critical in the last 18 months, 2 years of Conor Gallagher. I've been saying sell him. As soon as that 45, 50 mil bid comes in, sell him, get him gone. But this year I've seen his value. I've said, look, at the moment he's undroppable. The performances he's putting in, fair enough. Can't hate on the guy. Fair enough. But the last 2-3 weeks hasn't really been doing it for me. And today, just look like he's been getting a little bit complacent. It looks like he's stopped working for the team. He's been working for that position so hard. He knows how important that position, that whatever you want to call it, that 8, that 10, whatever that position is, he's got Enzo Caicedo behind him. He is that free-flowing central attacking midfielder. He's the number 10, whatever you want to call it. He's that player. We have so many players. We've got Cole Palmer vying for that position, and Kunku when he comes back vying for that position. Gallagher has been holding down 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 performances, knowing that he's got these players to compete with. Now he's all of a sudden he's got complacent. He knows he's got to a point where he's second choice captain, because Ben Chilwell's not in the squad at the moment. He knows he's second choice captain. Reece James ain't really playing. He's got his responsibility on his shoulders because Poch doesn't seem to want to captain a non-English player. Obviously, he had to give it to Enzo today. Thiago Silva, repeatedly refuses that captain's armband. But Conor Gallagher making a very, very lazy challenges today, lazy decisions, and I do feel like he's getting a little bit complacent with his place in this Chelsea side. I felt like that was quite evident today, and I scolded Reece James. I love Reece James. I don't like Conor Gallagher. And I scolded Reece James. I went in on Reece James last week for his decision making. And again, today, Conor Gallagher, same. I'm going to give him the same treatment, the same hairdryer treatment. It was an absolutely ridiculous decision to go in with that second challenge in front of the referee and to claim that he won the ball as well. To be like, I promise. Bro, just walk off. Have some dignity. Instead of you getting jeered off by the Brighton fans singing Cheerio Palace. It couldn't have gone worse for Conor Gallagher today. He didn't put in a glittering performance before he got sent off, but I wasn't particularly impressed with him. Caicedo, I've been backing him to be put back in that Chelsea squad, and I think he did overall. I think he was a positive influence on the side today. I think he was a calming influence in midfield. I think his distribution was fairly positive as well. Obviously, he made a couple of mistakes. I'm not going to sit here and say he had a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 game. He did make a few mistakes. He lost the ball a few times, and he has done, particularly in dangerous positions. I know he likes to play deep. We saw that. Go back to the first game he played for Chelsea. That cameo appearance when he came on as a sub, conceded a penalty. I think it was against West Ham, whoever it was against. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who it was against. But whoever it was, he came on, had an absolute stinker, and was playing pretty much deeper than the centre backs. And we've seen him do that 2-3 times and lose the ball. And he did it again today. So it's not like it's out of character for him. He's going to make a couple of mistakes. He's young. He's in that position. I'm not accepting it. I'm not making excuses for him. I do want to see him get rid of that in his game, but there is still a lot to work with Moises Caicedo, and I do feel like he is a way more positive than he is negative. I feel like his impact in the game, his influence in the game is very calming. I feel like he does have a very, very good calming presence in the centre of midfield, the ability to break up play. His distribution's pretty fantastic. But talking to distribution, Enzo Fernandez, first half today, absolutely sublime. Some of the balls he played today. I've been hearing the Enzo Fernandez critics across every single social media. We do this YouTube thing, we do the TikTok thing, the Instagram thing, the Twitter thing. I see every single corner of the Chelsea fan base on social media, and every single one of them has a little corner that hates Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo and wants both of them, if not one of them, if not both of them, to be dropped every week. But Enzo Fernandez today, obviously, shut up the goals assists arguments for a little bit. He got 2 goals today. One was a penalty. Yes, great to see the composure, putting it down the middle after he missed a penalty against West Ham earlier in the season. And obviously the first one as well, getting himself in the right positions. That's the kind of thing that we want him to do. Yes, I've said, obviously, we know that in this formation, Gallagher is the one that has a little bit more freedom, sits in front. But Enzo still has the capability to be that number 8, that box-to-box midfielder that can provide that threat, running from deep, like Frank Lampard did so often, running from late, running from deep, picking up those scraps on the edge of the box, or just getting in and around the mix. And that's what Enzo Fernandez did for his goal. Can't really credit it too much, not too much technical proficiency behind it, but fantastic to see him get his first goal, and Levi Colwill as well, his first goal in Chelsea colours, in a Chelsea shirt. Fantastic to see both of them scoring their first goals for Chelsea. And relief is the overwhelming statement, coming out of that 90 minutes or 102 minutes or wherever it was at the end. I said it at the start of the video. My heart was in my mouth at the start of the video. My heart was still racing, but I want to check my heart, my pulse, my heart rate. I'm absolutely buzzing at the moment, just off that penalty decision alone. Bro, I should be doing more live reactions, because that was stress, man. This Chelsea side stressed me out so much, and that decision. When I thought he'd given that as a penalty, I don't feel for many sides. Obviously, the majority of sides that get big decisions given against them are big sides, so I'm not really going to sit there and make excuses for them. Wolves are one side that I'll back and say, yeah, they have loads going against them. But if that decision had gone against us today, oh my God, I would have been. I'm down to doing kind of like one short a day at the moment, 5 a week. I would have been about 20 next week. I would have been at full capacity for shorts next week, all on VAR alone, because that decision. I've never seen something hit someone in the face so clearly, and people have confusion over it. The fact that he pointed for a penalty, I was gobsmacked. I'm still kind of semi-lost for words, but Yeah, man. Lucky it went for us, and lucky the penalty decision went for us as well. I'm going to be honest. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Unbiased, I'm saying penalty. As a Chelsea fan, I think it's a penalty. I think if he uses his upper body, fairs. And the commentators were saying, it's not a penalty. He's used his upper body. Fairs. He didn't. He got his legs tangled up as well. It might have been an accident. Might not have been his fault. Mudryk might not even have been getting to the ball, but it was a penalty. It was a penalty. He took him out. I mean, it was the right decision to send him over, to make him have a look, to award the penalty. I think from a Chelsea fan's perspective, obviously I'm going to say that. But my issue today is as soon as we get that 2-goal cushion, we sit back. We do not have a ruthless bone in our body. We are no City. We are no Arsenal, Liverpool. We don't go out and get goals. We don't have that killer instinct in us. At 2-0, we just sat back. We looked comfy. Yes, they threatened time to time, but we looked fairly comfortable. As soon as they got that 2-1, everything changed, bro. That period before 5-10 minutes before the end of the first half, absolutely nuts. All professionalism, all experience out the window straight away. I mean, the only player that looked composed, and shout out to my man, become the Premier League's oldest player, oldest centre-back in the Premier League ever, Thiago Silva, 39. What a boy, what a performance. Can't believe people have been hating on Thiago Silva, man. What a performance. The composure on that, on the anticipation. He knows he's got half the speed of these Premier League strikers. So he thinks in 5 times the speed, bro. His brain works so much quicker. He has the best footballing brain I've seen in the Premier League in a long, long time. Not just the Chelsea shirt, in the Premier League in a long, long time. And he was superb today. Absolutely fantastic. Along with Enzo Fernandez, along with a couple of other players. But I mean, there was a fair few players today that did not pull their weight. Nicholas Jackson. Come on, man. Nicholas Jackson. I've been backing you every single week, bro. What is this? What are these runs? Every single game, 50% of the game, 60% of the game, you're standing offside. Make a run that is the correct time, please, bro. I am begging you. I am imploring you to make a run that is the correct time because you have so many quality midfielders behind you. Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, the players that can spread passes. Mudryk has the anticipation to spread a good ball sometimes. But he's never going to get that if he keeps just standing in an offside position. And I don't understand it, looking alongside the line. I mean, Sterling did it a couple of times today. And you can be more critical of Sterling doing it because he's way more experienced. And he's standing on the wing. So he's got a clear eye of what is completely across that pitch. He's got no one behind him. He can see it along the line. And he still stands offside. He was at fault for that a couple of times today. But Nicholas Jackson stresses me out so much when he just spends 60-70% of the game offside in offside positions, and the runs that he makes, he throws his arms up and screams at players after, why didn't you pass it? And they're like, bro, you're standing 10 yards behind your centre. He stresses me out. He stresses me out. He stresses me out almost as much as Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez, I said it before. Let's talk about that mistake. I mean, Robert Sanchez can kind of given a 10 out of 10 performance today. But that mistake on the goal line earlier, inexcusable. That's the worst thing I've seen from Robert Sanchez since he joined Chelsea. What was that? That was up there with, Edwin van der Sar throwing the ball out, catching the ball, throwing the ball out, and give it to a Portsmouth player. Bro, that was comical. What was he doing? He is way too arrogant. He does not have the skill, the talent that he thinks he does. I don't understand it. Honestly, I really, really think that Petrovic should have been given more opportunities in the cup games earlier this season and potentially would have been able to be a competition for this number one position. But Robert Sanchez is so comfortable in this position. He knows he has no competition for the number one position. And this is the main problem with a lot of these Chelsea players. I said about Conor Gallagher earlier in the stream. The fact that he's getting complacent because he knows now that he's got that nailed down position as vice captain. Let's take Ben Chilwell out of the equation. Conor Gallagher is now the vice captain for Chelsea. He knows he's not going to get taken out. He knows that 3-man midfield of Enzo, Caicedo, Gallagher is the main 3 midfield, and Poch does not want to break that midfield in an ideal situation. So Conor Gallagher has got complacent of that. He's stopped putting in the 10 out of 10 performances, and he's got sloppy. He started putting in stupid challenges, late challenges, and we've always said that Conor Gallagher's best aspect is his work ethic. Yes, he is an absolutely fantastic workhorse. He's a great player to have off the bench as an impact substitution. If you need someone to up the tempo, if you need someone to go out there, press, give the striker a hand, a second option. Conor Gallagher is your guy, but I will stand by it. I have said from day one, Conor Gallagher is not the guy. Conor Gallagher does not make it into a Chelsea fully fit starting 11. I mean, Nkunku takes his place, no question asked. I can't believe Conor Gallagher, Cole Palmer hasn't been taking his place, no questions asked. I'd rather have a midfield trio of Cole Palmer in the number 10 with Enzo and Caicedo behind him. Conor Gallagher, yes, has some fantastic attributes, but he's not that guy. I'm telling you, man. And I don't want to get too critical of him because, yes, he's been putting in great performances this season, but naivety, man, unprofessionalism. You've got such a responsibility, such a weight on your shoulders as that Chelsea captain. And he knows that. He's seen what Reece James has done last week. Everyone's been slating Reece James off all week on social media. And Reece James had to come out immediately after the game and making an apology. And Conor Gallagher's taken that captain's arm. I go, well, I know that I'm going to be captain next week. I know what responsibility I'm going to have. I know what kind of game I need to have against a lower opposition. Let's not get this twisted. They're playing in Europe. We're not. They might be higher than us in the league table. Brighton are not a bigger or better team than Chelsea. They might play better football at the moment. I'll give them that. The football that Chelsea is playing is not better than the majority of football that Brighton is playing. But come on, man, Chelsea are a better team. The standards we have, the standards we demand from our players are higher. And the fact that we are allowing these players to get away with absolute murder and complacent decision-making performances, it can't run, man. It can't run. Let's jump into the comments real quick. Cyan joining us. Appreciate you, man. He was so sloppy, but by no means he's a first choice. I'm assuming you're talking about Sanchez, bro. Yeah, man. Way too sloppy, way too unconvincing. Just distribution, awful. What can I say? His distribution's horrible. Spanish goalkeepers have never had it in distribution. Shot stopping, 10-10. Casillas, De Gea, Kepa even. Shot stopping, pretty fantastic. Distribution, stinks. Stinks, bro. Athlete's foot comes to mind. Horrible, bro. And yeah, Robert Sanchez, exactly the same. And just like that, just David in the cut. Appreciate you joining, my man. Appreciate everyone in the cut, by the way. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I know we've had a few viewers on. Everyone, make sure to subscribe. We're nearly at 100 viewers. Let's try break 900 this stream. I think I need like six subscribers this stream. If you're part of this stream and you're not subscribed already, I appreciate you. As soon as we get to 1,000, as soon as we get monetized, we're going to start doing giveaways, bro. We're going to start giving away free Chelsea training shirts, free Chelsea memorabilia, signed shit. Make sure you get on the channel, man. Like the video, subscribe, comment as well, get involved in the comments. But just David says, just like that, everything bad said about Thiago Silva last week disappeared. Boys, talk to me about Thiago Silva. Is the man a Rolls Royce or is the man a Rolls Royce? He is absolute, bruv. As a centre-back, he is everything I aspire to be. He is, I mean, I'm not trying to be a professional footballer. I'm too old for that. You know, the boat's passed. I'm not fooling anybody. I play on a Monday night. I play, with the boys, fairly competitive kickabout, but, it is what it is. Bruv, Thiago Silva, when I see some of the random that I'm playing with at 35 that are blowing out their ass, 39 years old, and the anticipation on this guy, the football brain on this guy, the technical ability on this guy. I mean, Thiago Silva is top 5 Premier League centre-backs, top 5 Premier League centre-backs for the last 5-10 years. I mean, the guy is top 10 centre-backs worldwide ever. I'm pretty sure he makes my top 10 list. I mean, he is phenomenal. There have been some phenomenal centre-backs in the Premier League and world football, but Thiago Silva shows a next level of composure. He is just ridiculously good. Yes, he had an absolute stinker last week against Newcastle. That's the first one he's dropped since, West Brom, the first game since he joined, 3-4 seasons ago. The guy has been absolutely exceptional. And in a team that's been riddled with injuries, a team that's been riddled with inconsistency, he is a player that has consistently kept playing to the top level. He has been unbelievable week in, week out. Very, very rarely, not even makes a mistake, puts a foot wrong. He knows where to be. He knows what to do before other players do. And he's an absolutely fantastic player. He is a blessing for this Chelsea side. For players like Badia Shield, Levi, Colwill, Disassi, to learn off Thiago Silva, to be able to play alongside Thiago Silva and listen and gain his expertise through playing alongside him. That is an absolute honour. And what he is imparting on this Chelsea side, I think we should be forever grateful for, because it is not just, his performances on the pitch. He is leaving a legacy behind in terms of the knowledge and the experience that he is imparting on these young centre-backs. And I really hope that we see more of Levi, Colwill and Thiago Silva in a centre-back pairing together, because I do think that Levi Colwill is 100% the future and a future captain of Chelsea. He proved that tonight. I mean, I know I've said, and I said earlier in the stream, he's a little bit hot-headed. He likes to get involved in the action. But Levi Colwill is definitely a future Chelsea captain. He is a future England captain in my eyes as well. He is an absolutely fantastic player at such a young age, ridiculously composed, ridiculously good on the ball, so good defensively. And this year, he's starting to put more attacking attributes into his game. He's starting to put assists, now goals into his game. Yes, I'm not going to expect Levi Colwill to start popping up with 5-10 goals, assists a season. We're not going to start judging those sort of metrics. And I'm not going to sit here and judge Levi Colwill or any centre-back on goals and assists. But the fact that he has added that aspect to his game at such a young age, he is showing that he is able to do that, because there are so many centre-backs, 60-70% of centre-backs will go their entire career scoring less than 10 goals, 10 career professional goals. Levi Colwill, if he can start putting in 2, 3, 4 goals, start becoming like a John Terry presence in that Chelsea side, I fully believe that Levi Colwill has the talent to emulate that. And the fact that he signed a long-term contract at Chelsea in the summer, the ceiling is impossible to see for Levi Colwill. He is a player that has ridiculous potential. And I mean, obviously he is a player that we are blessed, touch wood, man. We have so many young injury prone players. Levi Colwill is not one of them, has never really suffered with, particularly stressful or major injuries throughout his career. Long may that continue, because he is a player that I see and I think is a crucial part of this Chelsea side. But yeah, man, let's delve back into the comments very quickly. After this weekend, I'm scared for Wednesday. Really? Oh, well, I just remembered, my bad. Shooter is obviously a Manchester United fan. Now, we have Manchester United on Wednesday. Now, we were thinking Nkunku today. Nkunku wasn't the dopamine boost that we got hit with, but will Nkunku be the dopamine boost on Wednesday? Could well make the bench. I think it was always going to be the deadline. I've said this in every single every single video I've done. The deadline was always going to be Old Trafford, and Nkunku was always going to be involved in some capacity in Old Trafford. I was, told about a month and a half ago. Now, there were a lot of, wannabe journalists saying that Nkunku was going to be part of the squad today. We didn't see him, which was disappointing after we've been told in the last 18 hours and gassed up over Twitter, Instagram over the last 18 hours. We've been told, Nkunku's on the bench, Nkunku's part of the squad. Obviously disappointing not to see that. But at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't have played him today. I would rather have given minutes to players like Mudryk, Mudryk that deserve that. Obviously, Mudryk didn't get game time again today. I've just clocked that. I mean, what does Poch have against the guy? Get him on the pitch. Mudryk, though, let's have a quick chat about Mudryk. He was very, very quiet in that first half until about the 38th, 39th minute. And I've been absolutely slated for saying that Mudryk has some comparisons in terms of style of play to Eden Hazard. Have you ever seen a player do what Mudryk did in that 39 minutes like Eden Hazard? I never have. Bro, it was like deja vu seeing that in a Chelsea shirt. The way he turned that player, the way I think it was Joel Veltman, bro, the way he just flicked it around him. And Joel Veltman was 2-3 yards off him. He had the edge on him, but Mudryk he just knew he was never going to beat him. He was 2 steps ahead of him mentally. He turned him. Absolutely brilliant, attempt on goal. If that would have been a finish, that would have boosted his confidence tenfold. But I think Mudryk didn't get as involved as I would have liked to have tonight. And obviously disappointed to see him go off after what looked like picking up a knock. Hopefully it wasn't serious. Hopefully it was just a precaution taking him off. But Mudryk putting in the hard yards to get back to where we want him to be. And I thought the main contribution tonight was his work rate. I think defensively he works very, very well with whoever is on that left flank. I think him and Levi Colwill are building up a little bit of a relationship. It seems like whenever Levi Colwill plays at left back or whenever Mudryk plays at left wing, they seem to play in tandem with one another. So it seems like they're forming a little bit of something on the left. Hopefully that, as I said before in the video, long may that continue. And Mudryk as well, a player that we need to push. We need to keep pushing. Definitely not a waste of money. Definitely a player I have massive hopes for. He shows us so many glimpses of what he's capable of. We just need to continue managing his development correctly. Continue making sure that we give him the game time that he deserves. We saw as soon as we gave him a run of games, as soon as we gave him some game time, it was it was perfect. We got the results that we wanted. He started putting in shifts. He started putting in great performances, started giving us goal contributions. And then he picked up that niggling injury, obviously, then had to ease him out of the squad, ease him back in the squad. We're still easing him back in the squad. He hasn't really picked up that run of games since that, period where he was scoring against the likes of Fulham. But Mudryk is a player that I have massive, massive hopes and aspirations for in this Chelsea side. I think he could be a huge, huge player. And I'm glad that he played tonight. Obviously, hopefully, again, we'll wait to see what the extent of that knock was, but hopefully he will continue. And hopefully he'll be fit for Wednesday. I mean, it'll be very interesting who plays against Man United. I can't imagine Cole Palmer. I think people were saying that Cole Palmer had picked up a knock in midweek, and that's why he was on the bench today. I can't see if Cole Palmer is back to full fitness, can't see him not playing against Man United. I think he'll be a crucial player. But I mean, yeah, I'm quite positive for United. I'm quite positive for that game. I'm very, very rarely these days positive as a Chelsea fan going into a game against any opposition. But against Man United, I mean, I know I fully expect Andre Onana to pull out an absolutely world-class performance. I fully expect him to turn into prime Gianluigi Buffon this Wednesday. But I think Chelsea, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, I think Chelsea can win, but we've got to start Armando Broja. And I know he didn't show a lot in that cameo appearance off the bench, but Nicholas Jackson is starting to do my head in a little bit. And I feel like even players like Harry Maguire will have Nicholas Jackson figured out. I do not like Nicholas Jackson as comfortable as he is in that position at the moment. And I do think he needs to be taken out of the squad for Armando Broja, just to give him that, just to keep him on his toes, just to give him that reality check, just to say, you need to keep that, that level of Tottenham, of Man City. You need to keep that level at 100%. You need to keep those finishing, even if you're not going to finish every single chance you get, you need to keep the ones that count. You need to make them count. And Nicholas Jackson obviously didn't really get that many opportunities tonight. I think he only had one real quality performance or one real quality bit of play, passage of play where he, dribbled around the last defender, took it to the byline, chipped it back to Enzo, who probably should have scored. Obviously, great intervention from, I think it was Eagle, whoever it was, the Brighton centre-back. But Nicholas Jackson just not doing it for me today. And I do think Broja needs to get an opportunity on Wednesday. But I am confident on Wednesday. Chelsea fans, I mean, there are a fair few people watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Get involved in the comments, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We're trying to get to 900 subscribers this stream. I can't see live count. Make sure to let me know if we do hit 900. I think we only needed 6 before the stream. So please, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. But also let me know, what do you think of this Wednesday? Chelsea versus Manchester United. Sorry, Manchester United versus Chelsea at Old Trafford, obviously. What do you think the score is going to be? Predictions off the back of this weekend. A massive loss for Manchester United against Newcastle and a huge win for Chelsea today. It was a must-win game. I said today it was a must-win game. Massive morale boosting win for Chelsea ahead of Wednesday. Who do you think is going to come out on top? Chelsea versus Manchester United. Two underperforming, underwhelming squads this season. It's going to be a battle, man. It's going to be a very, very big game, but mid-table battle for now. Yeah, man. Shoot, give me your score prediction, but yeah, man, chat. Get at me, man. What are your score predictions for this Wednesday? Caicedo should have got 2 yellows. He's lucky, but played well. Yeah, man, I said earlier, Caicedo makes a couple of mistakes every game and he likes to play deep. So it is only natural that they are going to be, dangerous. They are going to heart-in-mouth moments. But Caicedo, I think, the calming presence that he gives, the influence that he has on that team, I think his distribution is fantastic. The way he breaks up players, fantastic. I think he's a very, very good player. 115 million is a stretch. I was against that fee. I don't like to bring that up and talk about that because I was against it from day dot. I didn't think we should have gone that high. I think we should have let it go, or we should have just done our business a lot quicker and got the deal done for 80, 90. He is that good of a player, has that much potential that I think he could be worth that much. It's very, very difficult to justify any transfer fee that high, but 115 million, 120 million, I just think comes with so many strings attached. And Caicedo, let's be honest, he hasn't hit the heights that we were hoping he would and hasn't been as good as we were hoping he would. Hasn't been as consistent either. He's made way too many mistakes for the price tag and for the ability that he has and for what we were expecting. That being said, we do have expectations and understand that we are still gelling as a team. There are still a lot of moving parts, a lot of aspects of this team that are still in transition. And Caicedo, young player, injury, no preseason. You can sit here and make excuses till the cows come home. I mean, Caicedo is a player that I am not worried about at all. I am very, very happy of him being one of the first players on that team sheet every single week. He is a very, very good player. Technically, so much better than the majority of our other midfielders. Him and Enzo as that pivot, that double pivot, that base, gives that number 10 so much more freedom. And I mean, Caicedo gives Enzo so much more freedom. The ability to have that we've always had. The best Chelsea sides have always had Makelele, Kante, Essien, have always had a world-class top 3 in the world holding centre midfielder. And the other 2-3 centre midfielders, however many players you are playing in that formation, whatever they're doing, they have so much more security. It's like when you're playing as a centre-back and you know you have a world-class goalkeeper behind you. You have so much more security. You can be so much more comfortable, so much more laid back on the ball. And that is what Caicedo allows those centre mids. When you are playing with Caicedo in that pivot, Enzo Fernandez, Conor Gallagher, it gives them the ability to go and run around like a madman like Gallagher does. It gives Enzo the ability to take 5-6 seconds to spray that pass across the pitch because Moises Caicedo is doing that dirty work, doing that understated role that you don't get the credit for. And a lot of the Chelsea fans that have been calling for Caicedo, calling for him to get dropped. I mean, we saw what happened when we dropped. So many Chelsea fans were calling for Enzo to be dropped. He got dropped against Brentford. We got tumped. So many fans were calling for Caicedo to get dropped. Dropped against Newcastle. We got tumped. This is what happens when you drop your most consistent, your most understated and underrated players. Yes, Enzo and Caicedo are a combined 230 or 220 million, but they are still underrated players. Everybody has written Chelsea off this year. Every single rival fan has written Chelsea off this year. And they are saying that Enzo Caicedo are shit. Saying that Enzo Caicedo get no goals, contributions. I mean, the goals contributions argument can be put to the side because Enzo's got his 2 for the season. He's got more than, Martial, Højlund in the Premier League this year. But I'm pretty sure he's got more Premier League goals. Levi Colwill has more Premier League goals than Højlund. Levi Colwill probably has the same, if not more, Premier League goals than Rashford. Enzo has more goals than Rashford. Let's not start talking about goals and contributions, man. Enzo Fernandez, that performance in the first half alone. I mean, a lot of Chelsea players were fairly lax in that second half, but the first half performance alone, Enzo Fernandez. Every single person that has hated on Enzo Fernandez, that has said Enzo Fernandez needs to be dropped from this Chelsea team, suck your mother. That was for you. That performance from Enzo Fernandez, some of the balls, some of the distribution. I get laughed. How can man laugh at me when I say he is the best distributor we have seen since Cesc Fabregas in a Chelsea shirt? Name me one player that passes better, that has the vision, the range, the quality, the consistency of Enzo Fernandez. The job he does is not the job he is used to doing for Argentina, for Benfica, for whoever. But he's been doing it ridiculously. He's been going 150%, 180, 200% over what his normal job capacity is. And he has been absolutely killing it. And today, absolutely fantastic, unbelievable performance. I mean, the guy is just so good. Walks into any midfield in the world. I've said this so many times. Enzo Fernandez walks into any midfield in the world. Walks into Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. They're the top 3 sides, top 3 midfielders for me. He walks into any one of them any day, match day, no questions asked. Enzo Fernandez, ridiculous quality player. And if you are hating on him or Caicedo, muppet. Get out of this Chelsea fan base. You're not wanted. Jackson needs to pass the damn ball just like that, bro. How frustrating was Nicholas? Bro, F's in the chat for Nicholas Jackson. How frustrating was Nicholas Jackson today? He had a couple of opportunities. He had a couple of passages of play, couple of passages of link-up play, which were absolutely superb. I can't lie. He did bits a couple of times. But, I mean, overall, performance was just so underwhelming. He just does not, his timing's awful, his spatial awareness is awful. He spends 70% of the game offside, and he really frustrates me. And I make so many excuses for the guy, saying he's young, he needs time. He was obviously in La Liga. He's just come back from a big hip injury. You can make so many excuses for the guy, whatever. Should be putting in better performances than that, man. Definitely should be putting in better performances than that. While we're in the chat, by the way, guys, I know I've said it a couple of times. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. There are 19 people in the cut watching at the moment. I don't know if you will subscribe, but when we started this video, we were 6 away from 900. Please, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. As soon as we get monetized, we're going to be giving away free Chelsea shirts, free signed memorabilia. Please, guys, make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. I want to see at least 20 likes on this video when I come off, because there are 20 people watching. So please, guys, Sayan, David, if you're still in the cut, make sure to get these guys liking, make sure to get these guys subscribing. Come on, guys, you're going to be my moderators as soon as we hit paid monetization. But I appreciate every single one of you that is watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a full live match reaction later. I'm going to be cutting this off fairly shortly, guys. But myself and my co-host Charms are going to be doing a full live match reaction later tonight after the Man City Tottenham game. But yeah, I want to get off and watch that in a little bit. But yeah, saying give more game time to Mudryk. I'm going to keep saying it. His skills are absolutely spot on. Yeah, wasn't great in the first half, I don't think, but give him a little bit of time, give him a little bit of space, and he gets back into that rhythm. It's what we need him to do. We need to give him game time. That's how it's going to work. That's why I fear that Mudryk is going to take so long to get back into it. And when he comes on, he's going to be cold. He's not going to give the performances that he wants, and he's going to get put to the sideline because he's not being given the gradual treatment that Mudryk's been given. But Mudryk, yeah, I'm happy with what Mudryk did today. Just hoping that knock wasn't too serious. I was scared after, bro. I was scared the whole game. But yeah, after they scored that second goal, it was heart in mouth. And obviously, the penalty decision at the end. Enough to make a grown man cry. Thiago Silva was excellent today. I think the whole team played well, but very sloppy at the back from Sanchez. I said it earlier in the stream, bro. Thiago Silva, Rolls Royce, oldest player in the Premier League today, I think he became, but absolutely sublime. Rolls Royce of a player, phenomenal player, top 5 centre back in the Premier League, top 10 centre back in the world. Absolutely unbelievable players. We are so blessed. But the impact he is having on this Chelsea side, both through playing and the impact and legacy he is leaving on players like Levi, Colwill and Badia Shield and the likes. Very happy with the back line, 4 centre-backs all stepping up in different positions. Yeah, man. Commentator was talking absolute wasp, bro, talking about, this is a usual Chelsea back line. This is the Chelsea back line. We'll see when everyone's fully fit. I mean, we were playing with 4 centre-backs today, and yes, we conceded 2 goals, but it could have been a lot sloppier. I think a lot of that came from Sanchez. I don't think there were too many mistakes from the centre-backs or the defence in general. Well, I say centre-backs, that is all 4 of them. I don't think there were too many mistakes from the defence today. I can't really be too mad at them, to be honest. But yeah, Thiago Silva, absolutely fantastic, leading by example. Guys, we're going to lock this off now because I want to get off. I completely forgot the City Tottenham are playing, so I want to get off and watch that. We're going to be doing a full match reaction tonight at about 7 o'clock, maybe 7:30, maybe a little bit later. We'll keep it updated on the Instagram and on the TikTok. Make sure to follow us at 2 Blues Podcast on all socials. But guys, still 10 people watching. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe to the channel if we're not already. Guys, please, we are nearly at 900 subscribers. We need to get to that 1,000. As soon as we're monetized, we're going to be giving you free Chelsea shirts, free signed memorabilia. We're going to be giving you all, not just Chelsea stuff. We're going to be talking to all the people. We're going to be giving away stuff for all the fans, all the man them there. So please, guys, make sure to like this video. Make sure to share it to the rest of your family. Make sure to share it to your nan. Get her to share it to her nursing home. And make sure, please, guys, subscribe to the channel. When I go on YouTube, I want to see 900 subs, guys. We were 6 off at the start of the video. I want to see 900 subs. Please, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Subscribe to the channel. We will be giving away merch as soon as we hit that 1,000. But yes, we will be here for a full match reaction tonight, 8 p.m. Stay tuned. Turn on notifications on for the channel. Weekly content, daily football content. You know what it is. 2 Blues, week in, week out. We out. Appreciate it.